Okay, good morning everyone. This is Jen. I'm here with a journal that I made for a private swap with Fiona Knobben from Junk Journal Junkies. So Fiona, if you don't want to see what you're getting, don't watch this. I found this book at the thrift store and it's William Shakespeare. I don't know if you can see that or not. The poems of Shakespeare. I absolutely love the way it is so worn and well loved, and I really didn't want to get rid of that and cover it up, so I left the cover totally blank the way it was when I found it, and I hope she likes that. I did make a dangly thing, but I'm not real great at dangly things, and I didn't want to mar the cover, so I left it off. I'm going to send it, but if she likes it, fine, and if she doesn't, fine. She can do what she wants. So, the closure is seam binding and a hitching post thing from Tim Holtz. The book is, as you can see, really fat. I keep saying that I'm going to make a skinny journal that doesn't even need a closure, but I have yet to accomplish that. I'm going to go through this kind of quickly because I don't know how some people get 20 minutes or whatever to do a video, but every time I go over 15 minutes, it won't upload it. So anyway, here's the first page, and I see that my lovely backdrop is falling down, so we're just going to have to pretend like it isn't. This is actually an altered book. I did not take the pages out. I used a lot of the pages in with this stuff because she loves that period of, the lovely ladies and the tea parties and all that fancy stuff. So I went ahead and left the Shakespeare poems and sonnets in here. Here's an envelope that I made, and all of these things have little, papers inside or tags or whatever, so you can journal on them. And these, a lot of these papers and the pictures are from Tsunami Rose, and, they're just really beautiful images. So, let's see, this page I just made more or less for journaling, and here is Bunny, yay, hi Bunny, and there's a little pocket down there that I made. This is, me and my videos, that they're just, it's not working out very well, but we're gonna press onward. Okay, and this page, this was the title page of the book, and I just decoupaged a napkin over the front of that. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see me. Okay, or see the book, I mean. Here is another page with a lovely lady, a little book page that has been decoupaged, and then I went ahead and painted the inside of it. Hold on a minute. This is going to have to go down in history as one of my worst videos. Anyway, I just covered that with paint, and then you can go ahead and journal over the actual book page. And there's a lot of, here's some doilies and stuff, little tuck spots in there. This page this is a napkin that I decoupaged over the book page itself. I just put some different layers of stuff over there. Here's another decoupaged page that you can open up and journal on. And, lots of pretty ladies and little tuck spots here and there. This is an old handkerchief, and there's a picture of some ladies and a tuck spot underneath the handkerchief. And then you can pull this down, and it says, "A lady is meant to be loved, not understood." And that's by Oscar Wilde, said that. So, anyway, and on we go. There's a lovely couple in fancy clothes, and another lady of that era, and this is a little bulb pin. It's got a little round trinket thing on it. It says dream. I filled that with glossy accents behind each one of these pictures. And pages are various tuck spots. You never know where you're going to find one. You just kind of have to look for them. This page I just painted over. It says, "A lady can say more in a sigh than a man can say in a sermon." I thought that was pretty good. So that's basically for journaling or pictures. And this is a pocket I made out of fabric and made it into a tuck spot. This page opens up, and I stuck 2 pages together, 2 or 3 pages, and made a tuck spot in there, or a pocket, I guess I should say. And let's see, this is another fabric tuck spot over here, and a picture of a lady with, there's trim and lace down here at the bottom, and that turns it into a tuck spot. And here we have a page with a beautiful, I don't know, this was probably one of those doilies that somebody used to set on their TV sets. I know my grandma used to always do that. And this is a page, it's got the definition of hope, and it says hope inside that heart with a little butterfly. And then it says, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all." That's an Emily Dickinson quote, and I love that. And inside this, you pull it up, and there's decoupage napkin of bird and flowers. And here on the side is a little Tim Holtz metal embellishment that's got a little bird in it. And it's got some glossy accents on it. Here, it's all a lot of the same. It's all a lot of layers, a lot of trims and fabric, a lot of lovely lady pictures, and tuck spots with little pieces of paper to write on. Everything's been coffee dyed. This is some new trim that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's like that rose trim, but it's got little tiny pink rose buds on it. I really like that. I also got some of that in blue. And this is a lady in a wedding gown, and I thought that kind of looked like a wedding gown trim. And these are 2 pages that you can journal on or put pictures on. It says, "Never let a single soul tell you that you can't be exactly who you are." And that's good advice. So anyway, here's some of that denim-y rose trim that I got. And this says, "And like all great ladies, she still has her secret ways." And little tuck spots and pockets and envelopes that I made. Here's a little homemade envelope. You know, I try to do things a little less distressed for some people, and it just doesn't ever seem to turn out that way. Everything I do kind of turns out to be rustic and distressed. I did the best I could. Anyway, this is a napkin. I think that's so beautiful. And these are sonnets of Shakespeare that were actually in the book. So when I decoupaged the little girl over it, some of the words, came through. And, it's about beauty and love. And I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool. And here's a napkin also that I decoupaged on that page. This page are more sonnets that I did not paint over. Shakespeare was very romantic in so many ways, and I have a picture of a man and a woman over here that look like they're having a serious conversation about whatever. And down here I put a pen nib for actually the writing of the sonnets, and I just kind of left that the way it was. And this is a little Tim Holtz. I love those tiny paper clips. I think those are so cute. Anyway, here is some more decoupage. This is tissue paper. And it says, "And in our golden years, he read me sonnets still." I actually made that up myself. I just think, it's nice to think about somebody being in love even into their old age, where they can still be together with that special someone and still make it work. It doesn't happen very often. Didn't happen for me. Anyway, Here are some more pages with just bits and pieces of this and that. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. That's one of Shakespeare's famous quotes. This is I got this off of a bath cube, and it's just made in England. It was a bath cube I actually used. It just has a picture of a rose on it. And here's some more pages. I'm not going to go through all the tuck spots because that's where I run into trouble making my video too long. And this is, again, these are from Tsunami Rose, a lot of these background things. This is a fairy soap advertisement, tuck spot with more Tsunami Rose stuff. I'm on their design team, so that helps a lot to be able to use their stuff. Another page with place for journaling and or pictures. Here is an envelope with room inside, paper inside for journaling. And let's see here. More of the same. Lovely ladies. Vintage little laces and trims and pockets. This one I did a triple thing down there, so it's basically got 3 little tuck spots. And let's see. This is tissue paper that I got at Target. I loved the tissue paper, but it's so hard to, like, the flowers are so sparse in the design that you got to cut out extra flowers from the rest of it and put it down. So I decoupaged that on there, and it says, "Bravely she flew." And then here's another one with a tuck spot down here at the bottom, and I think it's also got one up here at the top. There's a little bulb pin with a key on it, and over here we have another one with a picture down here, but that's a tuck spot. And this I took, I had these little flowers, and they're got a big butt on them, kind of like mine. Anyway, the back end of them, they always, like, if you try to put them on paper, they stick out too far, and they were so cute, but I didn't know what to do with them because they made my book too fat, like it isn't already fat. Anyway, so I sewed it on the end of a paper clip, and then it sticks out to the side of the book, so you don't have that big fat end of it making your page stick up. So that kind of worked out for me. And here's another one. I took fabric and I decoupaged this from a napkin onto the fabric, and then I doubled up the fabric and sewed it down and made a pocket and put some lace and roses over there. And this one I bent the page over to make a pocket, and this is a little, I just put a little hole on it. Oh, here it is. This I put over here, and I needed something to hold this up. It's glued over on this side, so I put a hole in here with a pin, and then the pin holds this piece of fabric because it's not glued down. And so I put this little trinket on it so that it would look prettier than just a hole in the paper. And this one has 3 little tuck spots, all in all. And that's the end of the book. There is the hole that I used to tie the seam binding on. My whole display has tumbled over, but that's okay. That's my whole thing. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.